Hey everybody. So it's at this time of the year that I come to this state forest. I've been doing it for 4 years now, and I talk about the year that's been. I talk about some reflections and some thoughts that I've had about the year and what I've been doing, where the Huntsman essentially has gone as a brand. And then also I look ahead to what's happening next year and talk a bit about that and give you some sneak previews or a little bit of insider information as to what's happening next year. And we've got a lot of stuff happening. Now, I just hit record and I'm just going to talk. I'm going to waffle, I guarantee you. I'm going to get sidetracked, I guarantee you. So this is just stream of consciousness. So if you are interested in a particular thing that I'm going to be talking about, that you want to hear, I've dropped timestamps below that you can jump essentially to them. Otherwise, I'm just going to start talking. And we'll start with what happened this year. So I had two big goals for this year. Firstly, I wanted to develop a hunting education platform, a website where you could find hunting courses that you can learn from various educators. And then the second thing I wanted to do was film season 3 of The Huntsman. And I did both those things. And my wife said that I was crazy. She said that I was crazy to do both, but I did. And I'm really happy that I did. I mean, I've wanted to develop this education website for a long time because I feel like there's a real need for it. And clubs have done a great job historically of providing this kind of information, and they still do. But again, not everyone wants to be in a club. And, YouTube is kind of hit and miss in terms of people who can actually teach you things, and even in the Australian hunting space, it's even less. And so I wanted to create something that people could contribute to, educators could contribute to provide curated, really good, solid knowledge, practical information, practical demonstrations of what it means to hunt in Australia, in different regions, different species, things like that. And I rolled out the first course, which has 3 different modules. One that's about kind of hunting information about Australia, getting prepared, gear and laws and things like that. A second one that focuses on practical tips and tricks for in-field kind of work. And then the third module is about spoils. So making hides, doing Euro mounts, cooking food, stuff like that. And then the other course that we produced, I did in conjunction with Carnivore Collective, and that was really cool. And that's essentially a butchering course. So not field dressing that you would do out here in the field or quartering, but actually butchering. So taking the full carcass home and breaking it down into really cool cuts of meat, like, shanks and ribs and T-bones and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check it out if you're interested. In fact, I'll drop a discount code below if you do want to go check it out. There's also a free trial that you can do as well that gives you access to 3 lessons, one from each of those modules. So very, very proud of that. Happy with the engagement that we've got so far from the students who have been doing it, and excited to build on it in the future with other educators who can get involved, who have more knowledge and wisdom than I do. Look, to be even fair, even the course that I produced, most of the knowledge and wisdom that's presented is presented by me, with the information coming from my friends that I talk about. So anyway, that was cool. I did that. And then season 3 of The Huntsman, which at this point of recording, episode 1 to 5 have gone live. You can go watch it on the main channel, which I'll drop, again, a link below to that particular playlist. But it's all been recorded and it's all scheduled. And it was, jeez, it was a hard trip. I essentially wanted to tell 2 separate stories. I wanted to tell the story of public land hunting in Victoria, which is hard, which is the standard experience for most hunters in Victoria is very, very difficult. It's very difficult to find deer. It's difficult to harvest them. And sometimes you feel like you have no idea what mistakes you're making and how you can learn from them. I wanted to tell that story. And so intentionally, we went as a group to an area that I'd never been before, and that we could try and figure out and learn from. And so that was really cool. Some motorcyclists coming past. And it was hard. And we told that story. We told the story of it being hard, especially the first 5 episodes. The first 4 episodes are filmed in the first location that we camped at, there was so much pressure from hound crews and over hunting, and it was thick and it was difficult to film. And I was surprised that we harvested any deer out of that location. To be honest, it was rough, and we told that story. We didn't shy away from that, and I'm really proud that we told that story. And it makes for difficult content to produce, but I feel like it's important to show that. It's important to show that it's hard. It's hard for everyone, and anyone who's telling you otherwise is lying. Essentially. I mean, if you have a honey hole, sure, that you hunt every single weekend, yeah, I'm sure it's not as hard. But for most hunters who are getting into it or who've been hunting for a couple of years and just trying to find new spots that consistently yield animals, that's difficult. It's a difficult thing to achieve, and we told that. And it was difficult, honestly, to film. Like, I didn't show this really in the content because I didn't want to burden you guys with it. And it was troubles with the production, less so with the actual like hunting itself. But like, I remember sitting in my swag, freezing cold, like -6 degrees each night in the first few weeks, just having no idea what I was going to do. I'm like, this is not happening. We're not learning lessons. We're just going out there and we're filming all day, dusk to dawn, and we're not seeing anything. Like, how can I produce episodes out of this? It was really, really hard. It was really discouraging. And I thank God that I had positive people there to encourage me. Because the reality is, again, and this is not something that you see, or that you need to be concerned about. It's my troubles, my business. But it is that it is a business. I am out there to produce something. I'm taking time away from my family. There are sponsors on board, which I'll talk about in a minute. Don't worry. There's lessons I've learned there as well. And there's certain obligations that I need to meet. And I want to produce great hunting content. And you just can't produce episode after episode after episode where nothing happens. Like, you can do it, but no one's going to watch it. And it's boring. And I don't want to make boring content. I want to make stuff that resonates with you. I want to make stuff that's exciting, that's fun, that's educational, that's informative, it's entertaining. And day after day after day after day, we weren't producing anything in that space, and it was really, really hard. And I'm really thankful for the positive people like Geordie and Luke, Casey and Brad. I mean, there's heaps of people and people on crew as well that were just really encouraging and helped me get through and helped me just stay focused, because it did ultimately get good. And in fact, the second half of the series really shines, and I'm really proud of it. And that's what's coming, essentially, which is exciting. It finishes really strong, and I'm happy and excited to share that. And I don't want to give away the stories, but you'll see me hunt with like Regan and Cass and Casey. And the season finale is epic. It's like, I mean, if you've seen, you can go see the thumbnail. You'll know what essentially the gist of the story is about. But it's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of it. Pretty proud of it. And that's essentially the second thing. And I haven't spoken about this on camera, I don't think. Maybe even last year when I sat in this spot and talked. I'm not even sure I alluded to it then. But I really want the Huntsman to be more about just my own story. I want it to be about, the story of a community, of a group of people. And I want to share their stories. And I certainly made mention of that at the start of season 3, that this season was going to be a different pace and then we were going to focus on people. And that was really intentional right from the start. And it's an intentional shift of the Huntsman in general that I've been focusing on is, right from the start, from season 1, I hunted with different people in each episode. It was never just me. But that there's a difference between just kind of going and meeting people for the first time maybe and actually having real friendships like a really strong community or really good chemistry with people and deepening those relationships and continuing to tell their stories. And for you, the audience to get to know them, that's different again. And that's really where I'm moving the Huntsman to. That's the direction I'm moving it in that, yes, I'll always be involved. Yes, I want to be in every single episode, or maybe even not, actually. That's not true. I want to be involved a lot. But then I also want to tell the story of other people. And I really, it makes me happy that even in the last 12 months that you'll hear people like Luke talk about, you know, it's Luke from the Huntsman, or KC will say, hey, it's KC from the Huntsman, or Geordie will. These people are my friends, good people, are becoming more and more involved, and that's exciting. And I hope that you have liked watching them and watching their stories develop, and that's going to continue. And I'll talk about that in a minute when we talk about next year. In terms of lessons learned, let me share some things that are on the forefront of my mind, because if you know me, you know that I'm a big advocate for the suffering, I'm not avoiding suffering, embracing it, and then learning from it, and being intentional and deliberate about reflecting on the issues that I came up against, the reasons for them, and how I can be better. I know loud and clear, I've heard it from you guys, way too much promotions in season 3 of The Huntsman. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I want to get better at that. I want to get better at integrating the sponsors that we do have into the mix of the content in more of an authentic way. And that sounds strange to phrase it like that, but you do actually have to do work to integrate them in an authentic way. There is planning that needs to happen. And the reality is that it is a business. Like, I'm producing a show, and there are obligations to sponsors, mainly obligations that I set, to be honest, expectations and deliverables that I set, the burdens that I put on myself. The sponsors are actually really good. And I want to deliver to them, but not at the expense of the story, and not at the expense of your experience of the story. So I want to make sure that for the stuff I do in the future, and I've got things in place already, I've got thoughts around it and planning already, to protect the content and make sure that it's story first, and just be mindful of the number of sponsors that I work with, the types of sponsors that I work with in terms of the categories of product that they represent. So I'm not forcing it into the show, but rather it's naturally, it's stuff that we're naturally using, naturally doing. I want to make sure that that's all there. So I want to let you know I'm mindful of it. I've heard you. I appreciate those of you who have been gentle in that feedback. Some of you haven't. That's fine. I'm a big boy. I've got broad shoulders. I can take it. Yeah, thank you for making me aware of that. It's something that I've been thinking about. And in some ways, it's a line that you don't know you cross it until you do. But then once you cross it, you know exactly where it is. So I appreciate that. Something else, lesson learned, is that I want to show more animals in the content. Season 3, I knew this would be the case. I knew it would be hard to get animals on footage because we're on public land in really thick country, and it's just really difficult to do everything for the most part, when you're sambar hunting on public land, it's very much reactionary. It's like honk, see it, shoot it. And it's difficult for a camera operator to respond that quickly. Difficult for anyone to respond that quickly, to be fair, hunters included. And we got a bunch of deer on camera. I want to get more of it. And I want you to know that I want to get more of it. And not just the animals that we're specifically hunting. If we bump into other animals out there in the bush, I want to show them as well. Because I know that, us hunters, we love the outdoors, we love the wild places, and we love the animals in it, and they're interesting. And so I want to show more of them, essentially. And I've got plans to show more of them too. Is there anything else I want to share in terms of lessons learned? I think that's the main lessons that I wanted to share. If I think of any more, I'll obviously share them with you. But let me talk about season 4 of The Huntsman and 2026. So there's two big things that we're doing next year, and one kind of came up as a surprise, and that's the New Zealand trip. which I've already shared. And if you're not following the Huntsman on the socials, so Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I'll drop a link below. If you want consistent information, that's where you go to find it. If that's where you want to get, if you want to get like tidbits and updates, that's where we essentially send them. So make sure you go follow them. I have a Twitter, but I never post on there. But I alluded to this in some of that social content that Geordie and myself and Brad, again, personalities in the Huntsman, we're going to New Zealand and we are going to do a crazy fun hunt. So there's essentially two components of the hunt. We are going to fly into the South Island and then we're partnering with Nelson Helicopters and we're going to jump in a helicopter and they're going to drop us in a remote section of the South Island near Nelson, and we're going to start on a property, a free range property essentially, where we're going to be preparing, set up base camp and get used to the terrain and do some hunting there. There'll be reds, there'll be fallow. This is all pre-rut as well. So we'll be heading and doing the trip right at the end of February, start of March. So essentially a full month before the rut. So everything will be in hard antler. And there'll be pigs and goats there hopefully too. And we're going to hunt that free range property first. And then we're going to hop into a helicopter again and fly to the gnarliest, craziest spots that I will have been to. And we're going to hunt a ridgeline on public land, chasing chamois. So that's going to be really exciting. And that's going to be, especially the second half, is going to be a test of fitness and endurance. And it's just going to be like a hunt we've never really done before. So I'm excited by that. And I don't know how many episodes are going to come out of this. I don't know whether it's going to be a full season or a mini series. I'm being open to that. We're just going to go there and we're just going to film. We're just going to have fun. And already we've got some partners on board who we're going to be working with. One of them is Walk and Stalk, and they're promoting their game bar, their Carbon Plus, which is a really cool bit of kit that's going to be super useful for hiking and shooting off and doing dragging and all sorts of things. We're also going to be working with On Track Meals. There's a few sponsors that I can't reveal yet, but it's going to be great. We've got some really cool partners and we're going to be doing some really cool things. So I'm excited to show you more of that. And basically the idea is that when we come back from this trip, editing the videos, releasing them straight away, kind of, I'm not going to be, they're probably going to get released weekly, basically. I'm not really going to, I don't imagine that I'm going to release them once a month because we're just not going to have time because of what else is coming. Next year as well, in June, I believe, right at the start of June, we will be filming season 4 of The Huntsman. And this is like the next evolution of what we're doing, bigger and better again than what we've done previously. Now, we're going to do the complete flip, which is something that I love doing, of what we did in season 3. Season 3 was all about really gnarly, unknown public land hunting. Season 4 is all about super fun, exotic, big game animals. We're going to Nyora, one of my favorite places in Queensland, with some of my favorite people, Brad and Linda's place. And the team are all getting together and we're going back and we're going to hunt everything there. We're going to hunt fallow and rooster and red, stags and bucks and big billies and boars. And they have wild sheep there. We're going to hunt wild sheep. We're going to hunt camels and buffalo and donkeys and even ostrich, which I'm personally really excited about. And we're going to be hunting a number of different ways with a number of different firearms and ideas and techniques. And it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be a very different style of hunting than what we've seen. And Brad's place is huge, and it affords us the opportunity to get some really great footage of animals. That's actually something else. There we go. Lesson learned. I want to get, not just footage of animals in terms of animals passively doing their thing in the where they are, but also I wanted to show more kill shots because I know, like I'm not a fool. I know that people love the kill shot. I can see it in the analytics. I know that you guys love watching it, rewinding it, and watching it again. And I want to get really cool kill shot footage because it's an important moment in the hunt. It's like the pinnacle of the hunt where all of your energy is being diverted to and all of your expectations are hanging on that one moment. And you want to see where the bullet hits. You want to see what the reaction of the animal is and all of that. So definitely want to be showing a lot more of that and be working really, really hard to produce awesome footage. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm really excited. I'm really excited as well for the episodes again, we're going to have a huge focus on community. So it's about people and people's stories. It's going to be like, waking up. We've got like safari tents. And so waking up in your safari tent, sunrise, having a coffee, getting ready for the day, packing the buggy. Like all that stuff's going to be in there, the natural flow of the hunt. But I want a huge chunk, most of the episode, to be the actual hunt. I want you to see the moment by moment, the choices, the decisions, the initial spotting of the animal, the stalk in, the tense moments leading up to the shot, the recovery, the butchering, the eating, all of that, all the stuff that, makes up a really good episode of The Huntsman. It will all be there. And I'm really, really, really excited. I'm excited to bring the game back together and everyone kind of has an idea of what we want to hunt. And I have no idea what's going to happen. That's the truth. It's not like we're going out, okay, today we're going to go out looking for camels, or today we're going to go out looking for buffalo. We're just going to go out into the bush, and whatever we see is whatever we see. And whoever is with us at the time is going to have the opportunity to hunt those animals. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be different again. And what I'm excited about with next year is that there'll be the opportunity to see a bunch of public land hunting in New Zealand, and then also the private stuff as well. That's the update for 2026, what's happening with the Huntsman. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming along the ride for season 3, or the Huntsman in general. If you've been watching for a long time, you've been watching us grow and evolve. It really means a lot to me and my family and the people involved that you do watch, that you like videos, that you share the videos, that you comment in the videos, that you subscribe to the channel. Those of you who've been using the new hype feature on YouTube, that's really powerful. It really helps us grow and get shown to more people. It's really impactful for me that you would do those things. And we have such a great community of optimistic and positive hunters who want to see positive change in Australia. And I'm really excited for where we're going. And I want to let you know that from me and my family, I'm super grateful. I mean, this is my full-time job. This is what I do for a living. And I'm able to do it because of you, because of those things that you do, like liking and commenting and sharing and subscribing and getting your friends to subscribe. And like they might feel like little things for you to do. It might feel like just like throwing away, or yeah, I'll just like that video. But it actually has a profound effect on me and my family. And so I'm incredibly grateful that I can do what I do and build the team that I'm building and build the show that I'm building and the community that we're building. And it's because of you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. It's been an incredible ride so far, and I'm incredibly excited and motivated for what's to come. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So I encourage you, again, if you haven't checked out huntingcourses.com.au and you want to do some education, you want to learn more about hunting in Australia, what it means to be a hunter in Australia, go check out some of those courses. I'll drop, again, a discount code that you can use if you want to get into that. If you want to be involved in community more or go in the Joy to Win professional hunting experiences, I encourage you to join the Australian Hunters Club. We've got our camp coming up. I haven't even touched on the plans for the club for 2026, but we're going from strength to strength. We've got some really cool new features in the club, like we've got this great new interactive map in our database now, in our directory that you can use to literally find pins of where members are close to you. It's really cool, based on experience or based on sex or based on what species people hunt. It's it's a pretty powerful tool. So if you're wanting to connect, that's a great way to do it. I hope that you enjoy the rest of season 3. Again, we've got that giveaway running with the Tefty Tiger knife. If you want to go on the draw to win that knife, make sure you comment in videos and like the videos. That's how you enter it, essentially. And we'll be announcing the winner at the end of that season, episode 10. And then for season 4, if it's called season 4, the trip to Nyora, we'll be doing a massive giveaway, an even bigger giveaway for that season. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. Enjoy the time with your family. Hopefully you get out for a hunt. You can still hunt in summer. I know a lot of people don't. You can still do it. It's some of the best hunting all year. It's where some of the animals are the fattest. Just be careful, be safe. Watch out for the old wiggly sticks. I'm sure that they're around. Wear gaiters. Be smart. Hunt with friends. Have PLBs and radios and tell people where you are. Plenty of water. Firearm safety. And hopefully, I see you soon.